Coronavirus blame the bats. You can't get sick from your dog or cat, but bats are loaded with virus. No one yet knows exactly who gave us the mysterious new coronavirus, but in a lineup of likely suspects behind a fast-spreading disease that has sickened more than 6,000 people in 19 nations, evidence points to the bats. These bats were minding their own business when they were likely rested from their caves. Some people in Wuhan, China, eat these bats alive, were the epicenter of the outbreak. And now, in 2 research studies published within last week, the genome of the new human virus was found to be 96% identical to the genome of a bat coronavirus. While we haven't found the precise variant that caused the outbreak in humans, the hypothesis that the virus has originated from bats is very likely, according to a team from the National and Kapodistrian University of Athens, Greece. China's investigators reached the same conclusion. It's well known that animals act as reservoir of infection for humans. Don't worry, your pet dog or cat won't give you the new virus, even if it's been rescued from China. Don't forget about birds and pigs are also carriers of the deadly flu virus. Rodents give us plague, while bats are implicated in many awful human viruses, from Ebola to rabies. They're canisters of coronaviruses, a large family of pathogens that look like a crown under a microscope, and they don't get sick and die. In recent decades, there has been a great increase in the number of human infections associated with bat viruses. Robert Siegel said, "What is the cause of this increase? The short answer is that we do not know for sure," he said. "There are many theories. There is a new awareness of risk," he said, "because our ability to detect viruses has improved dramatically. Using current molecular techniques, research that might have taken years can now be done in days. But there are also new threats, such as growing densities of people, climate change, and other more. Bats gave us another coronavirus called SARS, which in 2003 spread to 26 countries, sickening more than 8,000 people and killing 774. 10 years later, bats were the source of MERS, a coronavirus that appeared in Saudi Arabia and spread to 27 countries, causing 2,260 illnesses and 803 deaths. That virus jumped from bats to camels, then to humans. It is discovered that bats are teeming with as many as 200 types of coronaviruses. 1 out of every 3 viruses carried by bats is a coronavirus. If one of these viruses gets into a wildlife market, where the chance of one animal infecting multiple people is much higher, that's where the risk is the highest. Researchers are completely puzzled why bats don't appear to get sick from all their viruses. The latest research published last year found a gene mutation in their immune system that lets them coexist with many disease-causing viruses. To be sure, lots of other animals can be infected by coronaviruses. Dogs get canine coronavirus disease, but it's not linked to the new human strain. according to a chain of 1,000 veterinary hospitals in the US and Canada. Cats can also be sickened by a coronavirus, suffering flu-like symptoms. It's not the human variety either. The first signs of the current outbreak came on December 29 in China, when 4 workers at a large and sprawling Wuhan food market were admitted to a hospital with pneumonia, according to the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention. When health officials took a specimen from the market, they found evidence of the virus in 33 out of 585 samples taken from people at the market and the stalls where meat was sold. How did the virus get there? Why did it jump between one species to another? Experts do not know. People do not go into the cave much. But if someone started hunting bats in the cave and then you bring them in a market alive, then the bats are shedding feces in the market. Biologically, how do viruses make the leap from animals to humans? It's because we share similar receptors on the surface of our cells, so that viruses bind to these receptors, causing disease. If we have the same receptors that the viruses uses in bats, or in camels, or in pigs, then there is a risk of what viruses invading us. Since the human immune system is rarely exposed to the bat's viruses, it can react in an inappropriate and dangerous. A related hypothesis suggests that dangerous viruses from bats may use an unusual mechanism for getting into cells, which can trigger an exaggerated immune response that worsens symptoms. Many factors are involved in the emergence of bat viruses in humans, and it is unlikely that this one will be the last.